What's up, folks? Heaviest Radio Show, man. We are live at 361 Indiana Avenue. Hey, this is Moose, and I'm choking on my noodles.
Pause.
I should probably not say that.
It did sound kind of weird.
I'm choking on my noodles.
So I'll tell you what, I'm not freshly showered, but I do have a bathtub that works.
Yeah.
Progress.
But I did take a nap today.
Me too.
You know what? I'm a world class dawdler, and that's where I'm at.
What word did you use earlier? It wasn't dawdler.
Did I say dawdler?
Yeah.
Dawdler. Yeah, dawdler, right?
Dawdler is the correct term, but Jeezy, what did you say earlier? You remember?
I had to say something.
Moose called himself a world-class procrastinator or lollygagger.
Lollygagger! Sorry, I'm a world-class lollygagger.
I guess you use another high.
But I'm a dawdler, I'm all
dawdler.
All of them. Dawdler.
Dawdler. I mean, he went to the Webster's Dictionary for that one.
The back of the dome, man.
It's not.
I'll tell you what.
That is not a whole education.
G is not in the back of the dictionary.
That other voice here, man, that smooth voice here, that's the one, the only, that's the star of the show. The one, the only G.
Run.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
You alright?
Man, it's all bad, man. It's an L in fantasy this week.
You getting beat up by the. You know what? I don't even think I'm in the playoffs.
I mean, you know, I think.
You're just mad because you lost to a girl twice.
I mean, Jesus could beat that to the ladies. So
he liked every second.
I am not the fantasy brother, for sure.
Not this year, right?
I'm first in my conference.
You just talked so much smack at the beginning of the draft, and I had beat you twice.
I don't know if Ron was reading magazines or what, but some of these picks she made was very, very intelligent.
Maybe I watch sports.
Like Cam Newton
Girls
said,
can
man.
watch sports.
I mean, like Cam said, man, talk about lady running routes.
Hey, man, really quick, shout out to on Twitter.
At Heavy.
At ER1KN3LSON, man. Must be one of our listeners has already retweeted, our show that we put out right now.
Because I got beef with that, man. I don't know if you saw my Facebook post from earlier when I said that why is Keaton on my timeline? Who? Keaton, remember the story about the mother who
yes
was asked for money, but then her son was getting bullied or something like that. GoFundMe page or whatever.
That's not what happened, but yes.
I mean, I'm just giving this. I don't really care about it, but it's like all over my timeline. I'm thinking to myself like, I asked her to share my business idea. Yeah, I can get 5 people to do that, but I can get this trash I don't care about.
GoFundMe.
All these, you know what I'm saying?
Next week's show should be GoFundMe.
Matter of fact, it is. GoFundMe for Christmas.
Set the page, Jeezy.
Hey, I tell you what, that female voice here, man, is a new lady on the show, man.
I'm not new. I've been around religiously since February. So I'm not new. I am the latest. The most recent.
The latest. The most recent.
And greatest. Latest and greatest rhyme, so that just goes hand in hand.
Ooh, you about to get trouble.
Listen, I love Fruit.
They will show up.
I mean, Rizzy.
Come on.
Rizzy just kind of left us out. All have left us high and dry besides the one. Who do we fire? Do we fire anybody?
Not necessarily.
That sounds like maybe a little bit.
I can't remember what's her name. That was at the
Bliss
was the one that was just like, she came like 2 weeks and then it was over with.
She was done.
Yes.
The original was Fruit.
I do love Fruit.
Fruit with us.
Well, she moved and got
for good reason.
Yeah, she moved, got baby, yeah.
Hey, so I tell you what, man, anyway, the latest show, man, that's the one and the only. Run. EMC. What's happening?
You know what, guys? I'm living the dream. And I finally feel almost normal.
Sound normal.
Do I?
Kind of.
I was thinking my voice still sounded a little deeper than it normally does.
Way better than you've been saying.
You only have a deep voice, but it's cool.
I know.
That's funny.
That's why I'm better at fantasy football than you.
Oh, I know. I can't say a word.
You can't, because I beat you twice.
I can't.
Anyhow.
This beating was really
330 points.
Yeah, she got to
I just looked it up because I knew I was going to talk smack on the show about it. So
it's crazy.
I came prepared.
I'm at the Bengals game and the Bears game. And so I look at my fantasy. It's
I'm
like,
sorry, what fan are you?
Bears fan.
What'd you just say?
I thought I put the Bengals first. That was
he
real,
sure did.
That was real.
That was ugly. Sorry, Bears.
So it's like 130 or 145. I look at my score, and she already got like 400 points. I'm like, geez, that's not good. This about to be over for me. If you already got 400, and we ain't even at halftime of the games, like, yeah, I was done.
I know how to pick them.
Not to mention, Hunt came back from Kansas City, so that gave her another 130 points.
That first game, he scored me like 300 points, and it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Gore put up 150. Old man Gore, and then lots of his multiple Goregasms. You know, Gore put up.
That's so ironic that it makes my heart so happy.
And then Cam Newton he had an 80-yard run.
He did.
You know what I mean? So it's like that's 4 plays.
As a matter of fact, did you see that he got ran down in that run? Like,
yeah, but he put a juke on the dude and juke him on the socks. Cam's 6'8", he's 6'9".
Cam Newton scored me 92 points, and Tom Brady scored me 35.
Look, we don't need to put that.
Speaking of that, Tom Brady had a horrible game.
He looked like Jay Cutler out there, man.
No, Jay Cutler looked like Tom Brady. Maybe, I don't know.
Right, they did the topsy-turvy. Yeah, man.
All right, folks, listen to Heavy Air's radio show, man. Yes. The show's called Frosty the Snowman.
Because we live in the frozen tundra.
And you know what? Finally, here in the Midwest, where we do the finally, where we do the in the Midwest, and we're washing our car. No, finally, where we do the show, it's cold. Like
cold.
The warm was like this morning. Like it's 31 degrees and then dropped the rest of the day. So hey, we're here. I tell you what, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Sticks at 361.
Indiana.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. The Vietnamese faux soup is one of my favorite things now. Like I look forward to it on a Tuesday, and I might eat it another day.
This firecracker calamari is really good too.
Firecracker calamari.
Mm-hmm. I had the wings. Jeezy had the wings. So
what it tastes like?
Like fried chicken wings. It's good.
Tastes like fried chicken wings.
You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Like the Buffalo Wild Wings are taking over this whole sauce wing thing.
Yeah.
Like everybody don't like buffalo. Just give me a regular old fried, southern fried chicken wing. And I'm happy. It's so hard to find them nowadays, man.
You said southern fried?
I mean, that's what fried is, pretty much southern fried.
So you getting southern fried wings from
Vietnamese place?
Yeah. All
this is from South Korea and not North Korea.
No.
Because here's what's happening. I don't know if you guys know or not, but the folks in North Korea believe that Kim Jong-il, what's his name? Kim Jong-il.
What's that? I want him bombing me.
They believe that he can control the weather. Here's what happened. There was a snowstorm happening. He was taking the outing up to this mountain, and the mountain. Then once he got there, the snow stopped, and there was this pristine sun, and the weather opened up. And some of his followers feel as though he was the reason that happened. What do you guys think about North Korea and Kim Jong? And plus, you guys realize that the Olympics is going to be in South Korea. So is he going to make it snow, or is he going to make it sunny over there?
They might make it rain. We don't club yet. Hey, but we're going to get on with that one. We laugh at some of this stuff. But let me ask you this: Is it any more ridiculous than some of the things that you got to think? If the media is controlled by him, and he can put out essentially whatever it is he wants, and people have no idea what's real and what's fake. Like, I don't think it's far-fetched that they would believe it, because it's like they don't know. They don't have internet. They don't have the things that we have. So it's easy to be like, why would you believe that? Well, if that's all you grew up in that world, that's all you know. Then yeah, you believe it. This man can. He played golf, and he shot all hole in one. He shot an 18.
All in one.
You know what I mean? Like, because you don't know, you don't have no basis to think. To us, that's ridiculous. But if you don't know nobody, you're like, that's amazing.
Now you got to remember though that there was one of his soldiers that defected just about a couple weeks ago, and he got across. They shot him up.
Yes, they did.
They shot him up, and he still got across, right? But when they got to him, they took care of the primary wounds, which were gunshots, and they also treated the secondary wounds, which was in his system. He had a tapeworm that was 17 feet or something. He had a tapeworm in his system. He had all these other pre-existing conditions that they also had to treat. And by the way, they also treated his brain because they showed him like I Love Lucy and probably not Lucy, but a lot of American shows. Played a lot of American music. You know,
probably like, what is this? It's like the Africans.
Where am I being? Right.
Like when the Africans was on 2020 and they showed them a toilet, it was like, what is this? Like, it was the most amazing thing. The water was going down and flushing.
And so, what do you guys think about that? I mean, you know, does Kim Jong-il control the world? No, we know he doesn't. But what's your thoughts on it?
Like I said before, man, if you don't know no better, ignorance is bliss, man.
I would like to know what they believed before this recent event, or even before he was in power. Like,
his dad was in power.
So the whole family just controls the weather for the whole amount of time that Earth has been in existence.
I think the story. I think one of them real poor, and his family came to the power.
Yeah, something
like that. They said they came up with a spaceship, like something.
Scientology. Hey, I tell you what, folks.
Hey, Leah Remini, we love you.
And now, you know what's cool? We're also going to get into brews and reviews, which we always talk about. We may have some.
I'm behind.
We may have some mattress talk. And then some
Mystic Encounters, man.
Some of the current things that we always talk about. What's that?
Mystic Encounters.
And Mystic Encounters was coming back, a reoccurrence of Mystic Encounters.
And hell, this weekend, Me Too, we got Marshall Falk.
Man,
do you know this? Let's look into that because you know the story. I'm curious. So
let's hear it.
All right. So there were three gentlemen. Oh man, look at that. All right, I tell you what. So there was three gentlemen on NFL Network. Most notable, Marshall Falk.
So the other guys was like Stat Guy Greg or something. They just some regular random booty pinches.
That's hilarious. Well, here's what was happening. So these guys were getting fitted for suits and all that kind of stuff, and so they were getting fitted for suits, and I guess what was happening is they were making accusations to the haberdasher, like to the person that was.
So it was a female that was doing the measuring.
Correct.
And so she was probably doing the inseam.
She's doing the inseam. She's doing the pocket. She's doing the whole thing. So. Oh my gosh, I just saw this. This is new. So Marshall Falk, Donovan McNabb, and others allegedly sexually harassed former NFL Network employees.
See, that's my problem. The key word is
former. Listen, Marshall Falk, Warren Sapp, Donovan McNabb, Ike Taylor.
Did Warren Moon get good? Warren Moon.
Listen, Heath Evans and Eric Davis all allegedly sexually harassed a former NFL Network female employee, according to an amendment. This is fresh. Falk, Taylor, and Evans are all current NFL Network analysts and have been suspended by the network pending an investigation into their accusations. So Falk, Taylor, and Evans are all suspended right now. McNabb and Davis work for ESPN as radio hosts and were also suspended on Tuesday.
How you gonna suspend me for something that happened? First of all, that's like me. That's like me working for Walmart and I do something at Target. You suspend me.
Well, and here's my question. Was there more than one accusation? Okay, and here's the other thing. Ladies, listen up. If a man grabs your ass without permission, stand up to them right then and tell them that is not okay. And if they do it again, then you have a problem. If it happens one time, you need to stand up to them right in that moment. Here's the thing. sometimes it is just a joke. We also have to understand people, and not everything is facetious.
All right, hold on one second.
So I want to know the story.
Hold on one second.
What's the allegation?
The woman's name
Oh gosh.
is Jamie Cantor. She worked as a wardrobe stylist for the NFL Network from 06 until she was fired
That's the key
in
phrase.
16.
Why was she fired?
Why was she fired?
Here's the thing. She alleges Falk invited her to his hotel room and stroked her and pulled her.
Then don't go!
One second, let me finish real quick.
Oh my gosh.
She alleged that Falk invited her to his hotel room and stroked and pulled out his genitals in front of her before pinning her against the wall, demanding oral sex while he pulled his pants down. That's probably where he made a mistake. Cantor alleges Falk also frequently groped her breasts and fondled her from behind and asked deeply personal and invasive questions about her sex life. Such as her favorite sex position, what she considered dating black men, if she likes oral sex, among other things.
I guess the Cantor was like from Middle East or something like that. Like,
I'm not sure. McNabb, the retired Eagles quarterback, let me see here, says that
she's on the same chick.
the same one, sent Cantor sexually explicit messages and comments during his time in the NFL Network. Davis, a former quarterback who auditioned in ESPN, also appeared regularly on Fox Sports, allegedly groped Cantor between her legs and made lewd comments.
Oh, hold on. Know what it sound like to me?
It's all the same dudes, the same woman.
Know what it sound like to me, Moose? Man, guess what? Oh, girl was free. And his locker room talk, they talk and they go, oh, yeah, she's free. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I went over there, man, I tapped, blah, 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 man, and then, like, the word got around that she was, you know what I'm saying, involved with all these cats. And all of a sudden, yeah, I ain't like it.
All right, so...
I mean, we've been on teams before, Moose. We've been on teams.
So check this out. Sapp, who was fired as NFL after 2015, remember, he was kind of the first guy.
Yeah.
He was one of the first ones.
But
accused of showing Cantor nude pictures of numerous women he claimed to have slept with. So he was showing pictures to her of other women. Sapp also allegedly sent Cantor sex toys as gifts and made other inappropriate comments. Taylor, an ex-Steelers cornerback,
this all the same.
Allegedly sent Cantor a video of him masturbating in the shower as well as other sexually inappropriate pictures.
Well, my thing is this. These are celebrities. Unless I'm waiting for somebody like, you know what, man, she sent me this. Please, somebody just have a text that you say, or a random pic you say, you just squash this chick like that.
Now, she also says she got harassed by the NFL Network executive Eric Weinberger, and I saw that on news today. Well, he also sent her explicit text and that kind of thing, and she was put on her to pleasure me. Cantor alleged Weinberger said. The former NFL Network executive also allegedly made several lewd remarks, such as telling Cantor she's making him hard and she's getting effed every day.
Please, somebody.
Man, I'll tell you what. I mean, there's way more and more folks. If you want to check out more, you can read. Her name is her last name is Cantor.
Jamie.
NBC Jamie Cantor. NBC News, man. All these guys lost their jobs now. And what they say is that disturbing allegations comes after a wave of high-profile men in entertainment and politics have been accused of sexual harassment.
Somebody.
Including Harvey Weinstein, Kevin Spacey, Matt Lauer, and Roy Moore, among others.
Please, somebody. Just leak some pictures, man. Leak some text messages. I know what it is, man. We didn't all, like, there's no way. That you had that kind of luck with every guy just sexual harass one chick, and you're the only one there, and all this stuff happen. Like, you have to have like the worst luck in the world for just all that to happen to you, unwillingly, all at the same place at the same job.
Here's the thing.
Over this period of time,
I just feel like if a woman feels like she's being sexually harassed, she should do something about it right then.
Yeah.
You say something to whoever is harassing you, and if it doesn't stop, then you go to the next person, whoever that may be. The next person is not the media, and it shouldn't be 10 years later or 5 years later. It needs to be right then.
Well,
this happened, because if you have a problem with it, then you don't want to be working with that person anyway. So why would you continue to work with them for 6 years or whatever?
Here's what I've seen. So if you see these women, Megyn Kelly and all the other ones, I mean, that they still have to work. And so what was happening is that they were not saying anything because they want to continue to work.
No.
And then so today several women that Trump supposedly harassed and did some things to came out. And I saw a picture of one of them was on the video. She looks like she's had enhancements to her face where she looks like she's a doll. Her, she's a pilgrim woman. Her lips are
pretty
super big. Her eyes are really big. Her cheeks are rosy. She has the whole thing going. And I thought to myself, what in the world? I mean, you do those things to gain attention. You do those things to get in position to make movies, interviews, whatever you need to do. So when men who are programmed to hit on women, to do that, then now you're upset about it.
Well, the argument, to play devil's advocate, the argument I heard from various feminists is that just because I wear a low-cut shirt,
right? I wear pajamas and lingerie. You shouldn't even touch it.
It don't give you the right to say things.
What's it made for?
Or assume those things. And I always go back to the Chris Rock joke.
What is the Chris Rock joke?
The Chris Rock joke is, if I'm walking down the street, you get mugged, and I'm in a police uniform. You say, "Police can help me." You say, "Oh no, I'm not a police. I'm just wearing a police outfit," and you move along. You know what I mean? So, conversely, if you're in a hooker uniform, if I assume that you're a prostitute,
if you're in a hooker uniform,
and you like, "Oh no, I'm not a hooker." Oh, I'm sorry, but you are in a hooker uniform. You know what I mean? Like, so, you can't address the part.
I think here's what it goes back to. Women need to value themselves more. So, ladies, if you don't want to be hit on by every single person, then dress modestly. And if you would like all of the attention, then wear whatever you would like to, but don't complain about getting the attention. If someone catcalls you in the street, you don't get to complain about it if you are seeking attention. You don't get to only seek attention from a certain type of person. That's not how it works. If you are out to seek attention, you will get it. So you don't get to complain about it.
And how many times this happened to you? You'll watch a girl in the club, the dude will walk up to her, and she'll turn around. If she don't like him, she'll walk away.
Then she's mad. If she likes him, she's in.
Or she'll turn around, she'll look at him, smile, and turn around and dance. So ultimately...
There's a step before that. You look at your friends, because you're always facing your friend, and you're like,
yeah, you know
okay?
what I mean? So if you're cute or attractive, you get away with more than... or famous or have money.
Al Franken, man, I miss you, man. Even though he had to step down. Al Franken had to step down, but it's one of those things where man, in politics and in the entertainment industry, it is hitting huge. I mean, we had several senators. Matter of fact, the longest running black senator, some people say African American, the longest running black, congressman is out because he made some allegations, man, years ago. He's like, dudes, I'm coming up on 80. And he had to quit because a woman said, "You know what? I was at church with him and he tried to grab me."
Thank you.
Dude was 80 years old. I mean, it's something to be said, man. Like in a pre-show fist fight, me and Moose had a conversation, And I was like, you know what,
Push your
man?
fist fight.
Yeah, push your fist fight. We had a conversation. I said, you know what, man? Our forefathers on to something about women not working. And
Oh God, let's hear it.
at first you don't get it. Like first you're like, oh, it's ridiculous. Like everybody should work, and then you realize like, no. It's
For a reason.
for the reason is, in one, the family dynamic is completely changed. Completely changed under this new. Well, it's not about 50 years old. So if you look at families, the family dynamic from women's rights was like 1960.
Women was what?
Women's rights stuff like 19.
Women's suffrage was in the 20s.
What was it right on fist lane? That was like 1920s.
All right, so guys,
World War II.
Yeah, guess what? So, there's a situation where, in the last little bit, there was a situation where women did not work. They talk about barefoot and pregnant. They talk about being at home.
No, what James ever say? The kitchen in the bedroom, Florida. The kitchen in the bedroom.
Right. So now, Gigi, women are working.
Yeah, man,
It's making it easier for the home.
Is it really?
What are your thoughts on it?
Is it really? Like we had this discussion. Like, is it really easier for the home? Like, is there some financial benefit? Yes, but is the family dynamic suffering? Absolutely.
Why is it suffering?
Because men, by nature, if we just use the laws of nature, by nature are hunters and gatherers and protectors. By nature, we agree with that.
Yes.
Well, you can make the face how you want to, but do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yes. And by nature, women are the caregivers, the care, and the lover, and the kind, all that kind of stuff. By nature, am I right?
Yes.
So when you take that dynamic out of the house, away from the kids,
Why?
by what? By nature. We're using nature standard.
No, calm down.
Okay, nature.
Why is it out of the house away from the kids? Because
You go to work.
not that I have children. However, if I did, I would be getting home the same time as them because of my job.
Not during the developmental years, no, you wouldn't.
Not during their developmental years. Fine.
Yeah, so
what does that lead to? Not having a woman in the home during the developmental years.
what I'm saying is the nurture the
No,
kids.
what does it lead to? What kind of kids are we raising? What's the problem with it?
You see the world we're in right now, all these soul people, you see all this stuff we're doing?
So you think that's because
What I'm saying is
the caring, loving individual is not at home?
The dynamic of the house has changed because men have now been knocked down a lot of pegs, so we're not taking a sort of role in the house.
Yeah, you know what you got? You got house husbands.
House husbands, you got all this against the laws of nature kind of things happening, and everything is like out of order. So there was a reason why Augusta was all men, because now you see why all the sexual harassment stuff. You see why. That woman in here, no, they good to look at, but I don't want you in here because you had a woman. I can't on the show before you got here run. Me and Moose would be like, oh man, when we get a female on the show, we can't do that no more, man. We might lose the whole show now.
Oh gosh.
Hey, so folks, you listen to the radio show.
You gotta admit, when you add a woman to the mix, the dynamic changes. It changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't be a pig. I mean, I'm a pig most of the time. You can't.
If this is you not being a pig, I don't want to see you being a pig.
Things change.
It's disgusting. Hey, hey, folks, this is Never Israel Show, man. It's Moose, a.k.a. Big House, man. We got Jeezy and Ron in the house for sure. I'm sorry.
Identify with
I'm sorry, Jeezy.
I did tag you as LGZ in my post about being
man,
you.
the weather outside is frightful.
But that fire right there is so delightful.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we are at Sticks at 361.
Indiana.
I keep want to say east.
I almost said east that time too. That's why there was a delay.
We're at 361, Indiana. Hey, and here's my thing. Ladies, it might sound weird that we're saying this, but I mean, for sure, you dress and prepare yourself to be noticed by men.
Yes.
So here's my question, Ron, and this is one of the ones that make me super uncomfortable.
Yes, those are my favorite.
Go.
Let me take off my sweatshirt and start sweating.
What should men do to let a woman know that they're interested in her?
That's a good question.
In every environment, work, club, office, grocery store, go.
Apparently you just have to swipe right in the world we live in today. You guys don't get that reference?
That was an easy question,
Okay.
but anyway, that's
No,
everybody's not on that.
A lot of people are. Anyhow, I think you just have. That's a hard question to answer because it's going to sound so terrible. Because if a woman doesn't find you attractive, she's going to think you're appalling no matter what you say. I mean, it could be something like sweet that would work normally, but if she doesn't find you attractive, then it's not going to work.
Fellas, I mean, you can't take your shot no more, man. Like, you don't know how to take your shot. Like the game is so distorted. Because, like, before, you'd be like, how you doing today? If she like you, she'll speak back. If she don't like you, then she don't talk no more. And that's pretty much it.
Are you ready for the spontaneous game show?
Yes.
Jeezy, are you ready for the male perspective?
Oh,
Yes.
gosh.
And run. EMC. Are you ready for the female perspective?
Yes.
And I'm your host, Moose, a.k.a. Big House. Alright, so folks, in a dating situation, the man, and all I need is your opinion on the situation. The man is overweight. He looks handsome. However, his game, we get urban translation, game is what he's saying to her. His game is kind of funny, but not sexy.
What's the setting? The setting changes this one.
The setting is the coffee shop.
All right.
Go. Ladies first.
So, gentlemen, you buy her coffee. You'll be good. Buy her a cup of coffee that morning. You're all right. Your game is weak. You're handsome. It's all right. Figure it out.
So I'm from the guy perspective. What I just do, woman. You definitely don't buy a car because I'm not wasting money on you for sure. I would say just look at her and give her how's your day going.
Yeah, but then you're going to be on missed encounters on Craigslist.
By the way, it's coming up next, folks. Missed encounters.
Yeah,
so
I'm on the case, so I got to be extra careful. I'm not buying a drink.
So you have not approached her. How do you approach her?
You walk up to her and say, "Somebody sitting here." I mean, you gotta be careful now. Like, I honestly, moves, I have no idea. Like, now,
So
are we back 20 years ago? Or we say 10, 15 years ago?
Oh, it's today.
Come on now.
If you walk up to her back in the day, you'd be like, wow, you look very, you said you were very attractive lady. How's it going today? You might say something about her appearance, or but nowadays you can't even think of her appearance. You can't. I don't know what's that.
So here's what I think is probably safe, and most likely in any environment. Find something you can connect with, so it's not like hi, you're really pretty. Not that somebody would, well, maybe someone would say
What
that.
if she is really pretty? Like, what do you say?
Don't lead with that. Find something you can connect with first.
That's funny how that works, because when a woman, you try to get attention, say she's pretty, and she want to be more than pretty, but then when you're with her, you never call me pretty. But damn, make up your mind, when we get further together, I couldn't call you pretty. We get together, I call you pretty. I don't say it enough. So see, that's confusing. That's why men need to leave.
We are still spontaneous game.
This is wrong.
I'm sorry, you said men need to leave?
Lead. If you let them leave, man, you be all over the place, man. You be wearing like
all right, here we go. You ready?
T-shirts, some corduroy shorts, man. You be all over the
Some
place.
Birkenstocks.
Right.
All right, here you go. Are we ready?
Yes.
All right, folks. This is Moose Big House. This is your second question.
Okay.
It's snowing outside. You are going into your local establishment, and you happen to see a woman, you happen to see a single woman sitting in the bar. You walk in there, you're alone as well, and you're single. Mm-hmm. How should they approach you? How do you approach them? Go.
Please do not just, if there are open seats at the bar, please do not just sit right next to me immediately. Leave one stool in between us. That's uncomfortable to start with, because then how do I get an exit plan if I don't want you there?
See what I mean?
Leave one stool in between and start a conversation. Not with, how was your day today? No, because you don't know me. That's weird. Find something to connect on first.
See, I would walk in and be like, man, it's freezing outside. always the weather. You can never go wrong with the weather.
And I would say,
That is a connection, though. And what you said was find a connection.
And then she said,
it's freezing outside, which is a connection because we both came from out there.
Her response was, So I'm saying, even from her own perspective, it's still gonna work. That's my point.
And the next move is what, Ron?
Yeah.
Start a conversation.
I did. I said, how's the weather? He was like, But damn, somebody got off the short bus today.
Okay, that's rude.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just pissed because it's cold outside and I don't want to be here.
See, the thing
But you're here. You're by yourself and you're
here in the state of Indiana.
See, the thing is, man, I think fellas, man, if you assault a woman off top, that gets a reaction. All you want is a reaction. All you want is a reaction. So, get a reaction.
It's
You're
funny,
talking.
It's funny to say that, Jeezy, because, I mean, Ron has totally demonstrated that. I'm pissed because I'm here. So you're pissed because you live in Indiana? Yeah, nothing to do with me. I just told you it was cold outside. So since you're mad about living in Indiana, where you gonna go?
See, if you say that, like, man, you must
North Carolina.
See, what you say is like, you know what? You must give your boyfriend a hard time.
Boom. Now it's on the pop.
Because she gonna say, A, I don't have a man, or B, whatever.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do all the time.
Yeah, I feel sorry for him.
Outstanding.
Yeah, more insults, then she'll start to say something back to me. And that's really rude. Like, no, I asked you a simple question. You got rude to me. I was just saying about the weather. And see, what happens is we start a dialogue. So then I start easing up. I become more nice. And
so
listen to me out of my car.
Hey, real quick, man. Real quick.
Yeah, and then you're on the news. LGZ.
Shout out to Big Gates, by the way. Hey, we for sure know it's snowing in Houston. That's what you get for moving down there.
It's like a dusting. It's not snow. Buffalo was snow.
Buffalo was snow.
Buffalo was for sure.
Houston, Atlanta got like a dust of snow. Like, oh my God, let's shut down the whole world.
Buffalo was crazy. The Coastman, man, that was nuts. Hey, also, you know what? His comment was, it's like anything you do, women think you're thirsty. If you just say hi.
If you say hi, you thirst automatically.
Yeah. And so
I wish I was popular enough to say, you know what? I've been sort of a trend where we just don't like none of your pictures. Let's just stop liking all the stuff they do. Because women can, like, a attractive woman can literally have a cup and be like this, and she get like 10,000 likes. With little cleavage showing is like 20,000 likes, automatically.
Don't give her attention.
That's it. I wish.
So let me ask you this.
Operation Cold Shoulder, dog.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Let's start it, man. Cold shoulder.
Hey, I'm first of all, I'm down with that.
Operation Cold Shoulder, man. Like, I don't like nobody pictures now, man. We don't like none of that.
Operation Cold Shoulder is in effect with the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
We're gonna spread
the word, man. If you can hear the sound of my voice,
be careful, man. Be careful.
Let's start the trend. Make this trend an Operation Cold Shoulder. Let's show these ladies, you know what, if y'all don't want our teacher, we ain't gonna give it to you.
We ain't gonna give it to you, yeah.
Except for our side pieces and whatever, we'll do bust downs.
Hey, so I saw,
they get it, but everybody else don't get it.
So I saw, remember Megan Kelly, who had the trouble with she was a reporter on the campaign trail. Yeah. But now she has a show on the Today Show. Mm-hmm. It's called Today with Megan Kelly. She's like the third hour or so, the second hour. And by the way, it makes me mad because Matt Lauer went down in the flame.
Yeah, but let's Matt Lauer. I guarantee Megan Kelly's number. Look at this up. Megan Kelly's salary for that hour.
Huh?
You think that's public knowledge?
Yeah, it is all that stuff.
So anyway, so Megan Kelly moved NBC, and then Matt Lauer went down. I always feel like she was part of the problem.
Well, the thing is, part of the problem is Matt Lauer was getting $23 million a year.
But remember, Megan Kelly's the one that took down the Fox executive, like the owner of Fox. She took him down.
Then Disney came and cleaned it up.
And then moved to. Then moved to NBC.
Are they married?
Went down.
Are they married?
No, wait. Check this out. So here's my thing. So I saw Megan Kelly in a commercial today, and she had on pajamas. She had on pajamas in the commercial talking, and it shows her stand up and walk out in some red satin pajamas.
What was the commercial for?
You know what? I'm a dude, so I don't really know.
It doesn't really matter.
I'm just curious what they were selling in her pajamas.
They were talking about.
Clearly, it was some type of Teddy Graham, some type of sexual something. The woman in pajamas.
So Megan Kelly says, she goes, "Oh, I'm so tired," and then she kind of walks off. She like steps over some teddy bears and stuff, you know, and walks off the set in her pajamas. And I thought to myself, how is there there's some men around that are watching, that are there that go, you know what, Megan Kelly, I'm not a big fan of hers.
Yeah, but she's trying.
I don't think her face is attractive. Yes, her face is attractive, but I'm not like, oh. But what I'm saying is, there's some people that go, oh, I want her. And now, I've seen her in her bedroom attire.
Yeah, are we supposed to ignore that?
Right?
Do women
now,
actually sleep in that?
Some of them do. But, you know, I'm telling you, every man
This
that
one
does
does not.
Here's what I'm saying. Now, I've seen her in her bedroom attire, and she's even more attractive to me. As a hunter and gatherer,
Yeah, a man who shoots.
what am I supposed to do with that?
That has testosterone running through you, like.
Run? You're going to have to speak for all the women right now.
So, first of all, you are probably not likely to meet Megan Kelly to put your hands on her. So,
No.
Guys, he's talking about the guys in the room that was.
I'm talking about the cameraman. I'm talking about the makeup. I'm talking about
go
this.
home to your fucking wife.
The women not married.
Go.
So you saying basically these
Go
guys.
home.
So you saying these guys cannot approach Megan Kelly at all to shoot the shot?
She's married. No, you cannot.
What does that mean? She's married. What does that mean?
She is married. No, you may not approach her.
Okay. What about? Oh, thank you for saying. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my wheelhouse. So Megan Kelly is married. So should Megan Kelly, as a married woman,
Be on TV at the gym.
That's up to her and her husband. That is not my fish to fry.
But wait a minute, but you just opened the door up and said, well, she's married. So that's not the way a married woman carry herself.
I just
All these actresses. Oh my gosh! All these actresses should probably keep their clothes on. They shouldn't do no bedroom scenes.
You should not do it. You're a married woman. Why are you doing this? Why are you being intimate with somebody else when you're married?
Kissing them.
Run open the door. Good.
If that were me, I would never want to be famous because I would not want to be put in these positions because I would be uncomfortable with that. So here's the thing. If that's your job and that's what you want to do, whatever, do I think it's appropriate? No. And so I don't think it's appropriate to approach someone who's married.
Hey, Ron.
My husband probably cheats on her too.
Hey, real quick.
Maybe.
Hey, it's a heavy-hitter scenario. Heavy-hitter spontaneous scenario, you guys.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
Yep.
Heavy-hitter spontaneous scenario. How you doing, guys? I was talking to Moose the other day, and I told him that I would pay you guys $20,000 each to do a commercial.
Oh, yeah.
What's going to happen is Moose is going to address in his old school football football uniform. We're going to have him doing some things. Jeezy, you're going to get into your basketball uniform and you're going to do some things and run. And we know you play volleyball, and so we want to definitely update it for sure. So we're going to get you an old school volleyball. We're going to get you an old school volleyball uniform. And then we're going to have a beach scene with all you guys. And we're going to pay you $20,000 each. Everybody in? As Moose they get big house, I'm like, yes, I'm in.
Jeezy's in.
Jeezy in? I'm sorry, Ron. Crickets, if I had her on my board, are you in?
Sure.
Of course you're in. So now, everyone...
I also live in spandex. I'm currently wearing spandex pants.
Everyone gets to see you in your spandex.
Speaking of spandex.
Wait, hold on one second. So everybody's cool with that?
Yeah.
I wear spandex to this day.
Are you okay with getting the response that you get from wearing spandex?
I wear them every day. Do you guys remember what you said to me the first day I showed up at the show?
God, I don't remember what I said yesterday.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of you, and what's his face was here. He's like Mike Epps' cousin or something.
Oh yeah, Mike F's brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I walked in, and at least two, if
Bravo.
Yeah.
at least two, if not three of you said, Moose said, get her a chair, and then two, or maybe three of you said, I got a place she can sit.
We're all fired.
You
know what she
Here's the
did?
thing.
You know what she did?
And I thought nothing about it.
Run just down the radio show. Hey man, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure doing the show. I guess you gotta resign.
Here's the thing. I was probably wearing spandex that day because I live my life in spandex. And I did not feel sexually harassed. I was like, oh my gosh, these chumps.
I just want to say real quick, I really enjoyed doing the interview.
I really do.
You know,
I'm not claiming me too. I did not feel sexually harassed.
my Tuesdays of okay. All right.
The thing is,
I was gonna do my exit speech.
Right. The thing that gets me, as a coach, why are the volleyball uniforms so sexual?
What do you mean?
They're not sexual. They're just
I don't feel like they're sexual.
They're performers.
So, but I have played volleyball since I was little, so I never thought about it.
Does the tight shorts that come just below the cooch line, does it make you that more athletic than wearing like some blue basketball shorts?
Yes.
Does it impede that movement that much?
So there is a reason volleyball players wear tight clothes, and it's for the people that play front row. Because if you had big baggy clothes on, you'd be all in the net.
But it doesn't have to be baggy. It doesn't have to be like right below the cooch line. Like you wear boy shorts.
Here's the thing.
Hey, you look around boys.
Some of the girls wear their shorts too short, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I have played volleyball. I coach volleyball now, and I coach 13, 14-year-olds. And sometimes I have to say, you need to pull your shorts down because either they don't have the correct size or they just pull them up to be kind of skanky. So I'm trying to teach them that that's not how you play volleyball. Like, you need to pull them down some. No, that's not okay.
I'm going to put the U.S.
It's not my fault that volleyball players have great asses and that spandex help that.
Now, you tell me, Moose, is that really that? Like, do you really need to wear that? Like, we're for our pleasure is awesome.
It's performance, so it's for sure performance.
So why don't NBA players go out with
I think that's
They're
fine.
starting to.
I think that's fine.
You know what? In 10 years, the NBA players will be wearing shorter shorts and tighter shorts. All the young kids are starting to wear it now. Which I think is ridiculous, and hopefully, at some point I will drop in, and I won't be.
You won't have to subject your eyes to that.
Yeah, because I like watching the game. But I mean, that's for sure happening now. Here's what's happening though.
So this is performance.
In the 70s, yes, for the beach.
That's performance.
Yeah.
For the beach, yeah.
You also are picking these pictures that are a little compromising.
Yes.
They made her set the ball extra well.
That's
Got a wedgie.
Damn, do you see that ass, man? Do you see that? I mean,
made me drop the stuff.
look at that.
Yeah.
So that helps her.
She's not a setter. She's a hitter.
I bet she is a hitter. So those shorts with the cuff of the booty at the bottom is a.
If I were her coach, I would tell her to pull her shorts down.
Folks, here's what's happening. So there's a picture of a volleyball player that has on some shorts that are probably 2 sizes too small for her. But she's doing
Well,
a really
her ass
good
is
job.
huge and her waist is tiny, so it's probably hard to dress her body. Not that she shouldn't be able to figure that out, but you can also pull your spandex down.
No, we can
Your butt should not be hanging out the bottom.
All right, so
And I asked the question: is this appropriate?
all right, so folks, you know what it's time for? Back page, what's it called?
Misconnections.
Misconnections.
Yes.
Harris Radio Show. This is a system where we tell you guys where you could have gotten a date and you just weren't paying attention.
So if you guys are out there and you're lonely and you feel like, yeah.
Are you sick? Go.
So if you are out there, okay.
Go.
I've already shared my germs probably with this whole restaurant.
Go.
So if you are out there and you are a little bit lonely and you saw someone that you think was attractive and you were too scared to talk to them because you might be filed for sexual harassment, you just check missed encounters. Misconnections, so sorry. And if you're on there, message the person and then let us know how it goes. So, today, Walmart at County Line and 65 to all my Southsiders. Saw a beautiful male for woman. Saw a beautiful blonde while shopping at Walmart that definitely caught my eye. Wanted to say hi, but didn't want to bother you. If you think you might be the one I saw and would be interested in chatting, drop me a line and let's chat. I really wish there were pictures on some of these. And, oh, this is interesting. This may be new or maybe I never noticed. The person filing the missing encounter can list their body type and their height. So this man says that he's fit and 6 feet tall.
Okay. He's winning. 6 feet.
He might be winning. He might be lying. Male for male, you're tempting me out of my job this week.
Oh, wow. Male for male.
You are a handsome moustached man. That's what it says. Not moose. Moustache.
Don't say it like that.
We've shared a few.
Bill Gates, they got nothing to do with me.
Right. You know what's coming.
You're gonna be like, oh, I know.
Maybe though, this is near your job, tempting somebody at work. I'm just saying the map is on here. We've shared a few.
Rise out of you.
We've shared a few mutual smiles and occasional words. If you're interested in meeting up, I would love to get into some trouble with you. This person did not list their height or their body type. I'm sad about that. On my way home from Vegas via Chicago, male for woman. If you've been traveling lately. You're on your way home from a work trip to Las Vegas. I was heading home from New York City. We chatted a little and I helped you with your bag. Felt like there might have been some interest and I should have asked for your number. It was Thursday, 12/7 on Southwest. I hope to hear from you soon.
Well, I got a question.
This person is athletic, 5'7" and 45.
I got a question. So, do people go check this?
Bruce, we had this. This is what we saw. We brothers.
So, like, I would never, like, if somebody, like, if I'm somewhere and they go, hey, I saw you at Sticks at 361
Indiana,
and you had the purple jacket on, and you took your hat off, and you look fine. I would never see that.
But I like how they end the messages. Talk to you soon. No, you're not.
No, I have no idea that you're even doing that. And by the way, big shout out to Big Gates. We do have Ron on tape saying that we were not harassing her. So thank you. So that makes us safe.
Yeah.
Yes.
No sexual harassment.
I can sign a legal document if I need to.
And fellas, let me tell you right now. Fellas.
You know that Ron will come up missing before she don't have the evidence.
Hold on, get them on tape. Fellas, get them on tape. Fellas, get them on tape. If they,
I mean, you got to.
If you chilling with them, take a selfie.
I need a nip pic. With your number. I need evidence.
That way, I can say that. Yeah, you know what? I pissed her off. However, before I pissed her off, we was chilling. Yeah.
So if you were shopping at Menards and Fisher's, a woman is searching for a man.
Okay.
We chatted on Sunday.
That's always fun. But you know what? Those are the easiest ones, by the way, because that dude's probably searching, and then she's like, hey, I was checking you out.
We chatted on Sunday about an activity we have in common. You are a very attractive man. You commented about something I had on. What was it?
Oh, bad lie.
Hey, if you were a man in Fisher's at Menards on Sunday, don't message her. It sounds like a trap.
Somebody posted that?
No, that's my opinion. That's Ron's advice to you.
Hey, so Ron, please say what this segment. What's the name of this segment?
Misconnections with Ron.
Misconnection with Ron. So, folks, these are posted where?
On Craigslist.
All right. So if you go on Craigslist, by the way, Moose was a victim of a Craigslist, what do you call it, encounter? No, like, here's what happened. So, somebody was like, hey, I was in training at your place, and you're hot, and I want to do this, and this with you, and your name, and they said my name and everything. My government name.
Your whole name?
My government name. They're like, I want to do this, and this with you. And like somebody else found it,
of course.
And it was like, hey, I think this is you. I go, well, it says my name.
Right.
And they were like, oh, I'm like, oh, God. So anyway, the company got it taken off. But yeah, so I mean, like, that stuff is real. And that's back when it was Craigslist, like not Backpage, Craigslist.
That's the other one.
Yeah, no, it was Craigslist. So, folks, this stuff is real. Or do you have some more run?
Yes. Let's see. Elena, please reach out. If you're Elena, be careful. I have been thinking of you. Last year this time I was showering you with gifts. I would love to know how you're doing. Private eye.
Love language stuff. Jeezy.
Gifts are my love language.
Jeezy, how do you feel about This is going to make me so happy. Are you able to go back to that really quickly?
Love
Can we get another page?
Yes.
All right, can you listen? I'm gonna take a 5-minute break, right? But can you explain to Jeezy what love languages are?
Yes.
No, I mean probably look it up. Maybe you think, or do you know them?
I think I know them, but I'll Google it as I start talking. So there are five.
Why don't you look it up? Explain the love languages to Jeezy. I'm gonna take a quick little break, and then
I don't love it with you, but
we're gonna talk about it.
I want to hear your thoughts on because you know what? It's Christmas time, man, and gentlemen, we're in the full season of cuffing.
Yep.
Like cuffing is happening, right? And
yes.
so, which means you have got to purchase Christmas gifts. You know what? Now, you're not going to nobody's crib or nothing. You're not doing that, right, guys?
Why not?
And if you are, you're in a relationship. Huh? Sorry, what you say?
Why not?
You don't just go to somebody like the other parent's crib or the woman's crib and all that.
Well,
right?
I mean, I guess that depends on how long you've been together.
Yeah, you know.
Here's my thing. Well, before you get to the bad,
like true cuffing started in October.
We'll get to the level when we get back. We all talk about it. But I want to ask you this before I run.
Yeah.
I made a post and I talked about.
Of course you did.
Women. Why is it that women? Okay, if there's a guy and a girl, and the guy just want to have sex with the woman.
Yeah.
He can literally just go over to the crib, smash, have sex, whatever, and be cool, and it's all good. But for a woman, if she just want to have sex with the guy, there has to be some sort of date or like buy dinner or something kind of involved for you to get to that position.
I don't think that's true.
It's very true. Women always want to take me on a date. You know, take me on a date. It's almost like you have to get some type of compensation for the cookie. Why is that?
I don't have an answer to that because I don't feel like that's the truth.
I think it's very true.
I don't think so.
It's very true. Women, take me on a date. For what?
I guess my question, folks, is did the woman initiate the fact that it was a bump and run?
Yeah, they can initiate it.
I'm sorry.
All the time.
It's called a hit and run.
Yeah, bump and run. Yeah.
Bump and run is not a thing.
It's football.
It's called a hit and run.
Bump and run is for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm speaking male terminology because I'm a single back.
I'm sure that I mean it happened to me before. Actually, my head it happened a lot. And I'm like, I was more like, is this some sort of? You feel like that you got to get some compensation? Because when you're young, you always be like, I ain't paying for it. When we was younger, everybody said I ain't paying for it. But now it's like, nah, you paying for it.
Dinner, you want to take a dinner out.
Yeah, dinner.
To bring some food.
Dinner is for $50. Movie.
Where you eat?
$100 if you eat snacks.
So you didn't drop $160 for 15 minutes. Yeah.
Lasts longer than 15 minutes, and you'll get more out of it.
I mean, even if it lasts an hour, it's still only an hour. I pay you $100 an hour.
And $100 an hour, I'll take that.
So you better off going to the back page, but like, yo, I got $50 for 15 minutes.
Well, you might spend more than $160 treating whatever you catch, so just be careful.
No, it is. We're not here to this everyday life.
I'm just throwing it out there.
So, all right. So you know that's interesting. So Ron, speaking for the women, I mean, is it mandatory that we feed you and do all this stuff before we can make it happen, or can we just make it happen?
Oh,
just make it happen and go home.
Real quick, you ain't got to speak for yourself, but you know friends. Like you got female friends. You had this conversation, I'm sure. So we're not necessarily talking about you, but you know other women. Like, so give us that female perspective.
I need the female perspective on it.
So I also wonder if the situation has anything to do with age. So like, I I don't want this to sound bad, but like my friends are younger than you guys, right? So like our experiences are not exactly the same. So our hit and runs, if you will, were generally after like a night of drinking.
What did you buy on the streets?
Well, if you're at a house party, you're bringing your own stuff. And so,
college don't count. College don't count. That's a whole different. I'm talking about after college.
My age still starts with a 2. Thank you very much.
My thing is this: if Will Smith, it could be a girl like, oh my God, Will Smith is the greatest ever. Will Smith. Guess what Will Smith? He still got to take her on the date.
You know he doesn't. I feel like Will Smith does not have to take a woman on a date.
I don't think so.
Will Smith still has to take a woman on a date, no matter how much she's into him. I
feel like he's out. I feel like he's out. They meet somewhere if he's not married, because he's married to Jada, But if he's not married and he runs into some woman, he's out. There's no dates. Like, hey, she's been having a good time. He's been having a good time. Now, Will Smith's a good guy. So maybe he buys her a drink or something, or they dance a little bit. He seduces her, and then it's time. That's about it.
If Will Smith don't dip into that drink fund, or is Will Smith sitting at the bar with shit that's a fan that's ready to go home and he buys 0 drink?
Will Smith, yes. I mean, for sure Will Smith could not have to buy.
He would never do an episode of Me Too.
No,
he wouldn't.
It's so much your fault.
No, you and I, if we're like, you know what, you and I are not, we're kind of ugly. You and I are like going to walk into an establishment and go, you know what, me and you, we're doing it.
Yeah, we're not doing it.
Will Smith, he's like,
my heyday,
Will Smith.
Sister Say Jeezy, LGZ, for sure was doing that.
Here's the thing.
That was like my little.
I could do that too. They would ask me LBS.
Yeah, I mean, LGZ was a little famous back in the day, in my little circle.
We're all famous in our own circles.
No, my circle was a little bigger than most.
Anyhow,
what I'm saying is, LGZ had a platform. LGZ was on the court, had a number, had my little group, whatever. So LGZ definitely was over there and was like, let's roll, and that was happening. For LGZ back in.
You just told me college didn't count.
No, I'm saying, but 19 and 20. When the Moose said, me and Jesus, we're not going, come on. Like, yeah, back in the day, that was happening.
I'm talking about like in the last 10.
Oh, hell no, that ain't happening. Shit. But what state we living in?
Doesn't matter in the last 10.
Atlanta, you might be able to get away with it.
Atlanta's not a state. Here's the thing.
I know, right? I walked right into it. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like...
Try to bring it back. No, it's gone. Okay, anyhow.
City.
Here's the thing. I think that women are trained from such a young age that, like, you're supposed to grow up and go to college and, like, then get married and have kids. Mm-hmm. And so if you don't follow that storyline that society gives you, then you start to feel like, oh my gosh, like, what's wrong with me? Am I ever going to, like, have this life that I always dreamt of? Every girl, since they are little, dreams of their wedding day. I mean, you could ask me when I was 6, I'd be like, I'm gonna be married and have 2 kids. Ew, I don't want children. So that changes, but if you get to a certain point in your life and you are single, you kind of start grasping at straws like, oh my gosh, I need to give everyone a chance. What if it is my one person, right? Which I know you don't believe in. And so you want to go on a date to test the waters. And then maybe you sleep with them and it's terrible, or they have terrible conversation, or they're a jackass at dinner, and so then you're like, I'm out.
Real quick, this is Moose, and I'm going to take a break because I'm stepping way out of my boundaries. You guys ready? Mm-hmm. What about them hoes?
Right. We'll get to
female, male. What about
no. See, don't
everybody has a hoe face.
Don't give me this millennium. Men are hoes too. No, we're not. We players. So
no, men are.
I mean, here we go. Was you call yourself a hoe back in the 80s and 90s? Yes. No, you was not. You was not. Anyway, what about them hoes?
What about them? That could be a whole show. That could be a whole show, by the way. But anyway, we're not talking about that. Yeah. So I want to know, what about them hoes? And Run said everybody's had a hoe phase. What?
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who has not had a hoe phase. Do you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And so explain that. Look, I was saying,
But no,
hey folks,
I'm real serious.
Everyone's real, so all of a sudden nobody wants to talk.
Real quick.
What about them hoes made that happen?
And real quick, when it comes to the whole phase, like women whole phase is always on the curve. Like you can ask women today, how many guys you slept with? She'd be like 3.
And then you gotta add a dozen, 2 dozen to that.
You gotta add
You gotta add 2 dozen to
that. So what's funny, you heard a woman say, well, we dated. But what does that mean?
That means you was doing it. Yeah.
We dated for like 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks you was doing it.
So those 2 weeks was you having sex, or was y'all just going to eat? Like women are real vague about their sexual history. Yo. It's always
if you ask them straight up, how many men have you had sex with?
3. It's always 3.
3. Okay, yeah.
3.
I add 2 dozen.
It's always they don't count like high school or the penis they sucked when they was in middle school. They don't count that. That never happened.
Getting fingers.
If we didn't go on a date, it didn't count. I had one girl tell me that. If we didn't go on a date, it didn't count.
Oh, so you
That's not how that works.
No, I had a girl actually tell me that. She's like,
But she's delirious.
no, but that's that woman think. I mean, women are delirious. It's always 3. Like, or when I see had sex, it always be like 3. It's either 3 months, 6 months, 8 months. Always, always.
Right.
Really? It's been 6 months, but you give it to me today, and we met yesterday. Like, how does that work, dog? Ladies, stop lying. Okay, just be real. There's a reason why guys respect them hoes over like the so-called ladies. Because you know what? Them hoes, they be real with like, you know what, this is what I want to do. And brothers be like, you know what, man, I can respect the fact that you was like, you know what, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and smash and grab and be done with it. Versus, you're my knight in shining armor. I've never felt this way about anybody on the planet. I love you. And like, you in love like last week?
And that, you see that a lot.
Those people do exist.
Yeah, like literally like last week you was in love with somebody else, and the week before that you was in love with somebody else. Like what is this? Like I don't feel special.
Yeah, those people do exist. They're confused
So, so check this out,
and desperate.
man.
I don't even go as far as to say those people are desperate.
Check this out, man. Big Gates down in Houston that had a little snow says that a man can't be a hoe. Why is that?
Thank you, Big Gates. You can't.
What for? Reason?
It's what we do. We're hunters, man. We're hunters and gatherers, man. But it's our genetic makeup to be fucking like. I'm sorry, I'm getting all into this. It's our design.
Pineapples, everyone.
It's our design we're here to recreate, procreate. That's our job. That's why we got testosterone to seed the earth. That's what we're supposed to do, man.
Okay.
We're supposed to do that. Am I right, Moose? I mean, we're here to lay seed. That's it. We're here to.
That's it. That's just
And folks,
he's also jacking off right now.
He totally looked like a jack-off sprinkler.
Right, but that's
Like a jack-off sprinkler.
I mean,
You're like,
once the planet
I
got
think he was
populated.
trying to throw grass seed. It was just too low and it was awkward.
Right.
Laying seed to the
If you
earth.
watched have you seen the lion video that's making the rounds on with the lion, where the one lion was hitting it, and the other lion came and moved him out of the way?
No.
The no lion came.
Why are you humping the air? I'm so uncomfortable
And the
right
female lion, all she was doing was like just laying there. Or these massive lions just ramming her.
They was taking it?
Yeah, all of that. I'm like,
so you said you watched like a lion
Orgy.
yeah. It just shows like, you know what, man, we ain't no different, dog.
Hey, you know what? Can I say this? Like I knew what to say, but if you play it off, then it makes it sound like you're not that much of a freak. I could have said, "Oh, you saw a lion orgy," and they're like, "Bruce is a freak." Well, like, you saw a lion, and you guys said it, then it makes me look bad. It was orgy. I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's right, guys."
Yeah, but it was a crazy
I
video.
can't believe I just told you.
I looked at it,
Yes,
I was
you did.
like these lions are like humans. I like humans because the men was kind of angry because they wouldn't get their turn. It was like wow, like, this is like happens even in the jungle.
There's no sexual harassment out there, though.
I guarantee she won't be saying me too. Like she was just forsaken. Like, you know, I know my role on the planet.
See, you know what though? Here's the thing. You know what? She
I'm a
also.
human being, and I have more of a role
Guess what?
than to
Guess what?
bear
She
children.
gets that right. And guess what else she does? She also goes and gathers the food. Like the women.
She also protects the
women,
entire pride.
The women in the pride. No, she doesn't protect them, but she goes.
Yeah, she does. There's only one male in the pride.
Yeah, he's the king.
She goes and gets to everything. You know, she goes.
You got multiple lioness, multiple, and everybody's cool with it. Dog.
All right, fellas. Hit us up on Twitter at heavy
_
bitters.
_
You can also talk to us on Instagram, which hey, Big Gates talks to us all the time, which we appreciate. You can also hit us up on Facebook at Heavy Hitters Radio Show. Is it okay to have multiple lionesses?
It should be.
Should you? And ladies,
Western says,
ladies, is it okay for your king, to have multiple lionesses, or should you have multiple kings?
No.
Should you have multiple kings?
No.
I tell you, I'm taking the break.
So many double standards with you.
life is all about double standard. Like, you didn't know that?
It's pineapples. It's horse shit.
How is it horse shit that there's double
So
standard?
you have to explain what pineapples means real quick.
Pineapple is our safe word,
safe word.
parents. If you hear us say pineapples, cover your little one's ears, or press pause and listen again
Fast forward 10 seconds.
after the child is gone.
So what's wrong with double standard? While most takes the word.
If we want to say all of these things about how women should do this and women should do that, then there should not be a double standard. Either we all do the same thing and we all have the same opportunities, or we don't. But you can't just pick and choose in certain situations.
All right.
That's not how it works.
That's how it works. So when I walk out today, you open the door for me?
I will. I hold that door for you all the time.
I was there first. So is that possible? So
you wait by the door. I'll open it for you.
So you prefer the door be open for you, right?
I do, but I will hold the door for a man or a woman.
You prefer for the man to do the trash, correct?
No, that doesn't bother me.
No, but you prefer that if your car is cold, that he goes outside and starts stuff so it's nice.
So maybe I'm not the best person to ask because I live alone, so I have to do these things for myself.
No, I'm saying, I'm asking the question. You prefer, if you was with somebody and they was living in the house, you would prefer either of those things, correct? Prefer.
No, I've just done it for so long by myself, so that to me is like just normal.
You're lying to yourself.
I'm not lying to myself.
Because you would prefer that he would go outside and start that car for you so it's nice and warm.
My car sits in the garage.
But you would prefer.
It's in the garage.
If it's
already warm.
If it's raining outside, you guys you would prefer he go get the car and pull it to the front door.
I have an umbrella. Keep them coming.
She's lying. Right?
I do.
No.
Those are all
No umbrella. You would prefer he go get the car, get wet in the rain.
It's fine. I'll just go. I don't understand.
These are lies.
What?
You're lying. These are flat out lies right now.
Would you prefer that a woman goes and heats your car up if she gets up and goes to work before you?
No, that's a double standard. Like that's.
Hey,
that's
can you
man.
just scrape my car up too?
That's a man. That's what. First of all, if you would prefer if you was in the car with a man, who's pumping the gas?
No, it doesn't matter.
There's nothing worse than seeing a
my
dude,
car. If it's my car, I'm pumping my gas.
In the passenger seat, and it's cold, his girl get out pumping gas. Would you agree, Moose?
Oh, that's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely.
If it's my car,
you let a dude sit shotgun in the car, and you get out and pump gas.
Is it my car?
It don't matter who car it is.
It does. If it's my car, I'll get out and pump the gas.
You might
it's my car.
You gotta get out and pump the gas, but hopefully that man has learned that you shouldn't be doing.
You should not be doing that. Should not. If it's ice on your windshield and you both are up, like you should not be outside scraping your window if you got a man in the house. Now.
That's why, man, you gotta stay asleep. Don't get up.
if you know what I'm saying,
you said it perfectly. If you both are up, yeah. If you stay asleep,
I'm not good enough.
All right. Well, this leads into the love languages.
I got 30 more minutes.
Yeah.
All right, go.
Oh my gosh.
My snooze ain't went off yet.
Yes.
Yeah, but you up, man. You got one more car, man. There's a double standard, man.
So this leads into the love languages. So there are 5 love languages. There's a quiz you can take if you don't know your love language. Just Google 5 love languages. It's free. There's a quiz for people in a relationship and a quiz for people not in a relationship. So 5 love languages, and so you answer questions, and it's like would you rather have this or this from your partner? And so then it ranks the 5 love languages. Neither of you are listening to me.
No, I'm listening to you.
Shout out to everyone in the air that is listening to me, because these two are on their phones.
That's what we do a radio show.
I know.
And I'm talking to the listeners, by the way.
Okay.
Hey, ladies, see how you guys sensitive you guys always try to work? There's multiple things happening here. You know, we like pay attention to me.
Yeah, you gotta keep doing
Love language is
Don't ask me to cover a topic and then not pay attention because you're going to ask on it.
You're not talking to the masses.
To the masses.
All right. Well, they're not talking to me. They're talking to Moose. So anyhow.
Oh, God.
Go. Good. Go.
Please.
So Cheesy has just totally turned his whole body away from me.
But you gotta go.
Because this is his cold shoulder.
You can't be sensitive. You gotta do the show.
I'm telling everyone what's happening. They can't see us.
Hashtag cold shoulder. Continue.
So the 5 love languages are words of affirmation, quality time, gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. So you're such a jerk.
Go. We're gonna focus on the.
So if you would prefer that someone picks you up at the door and scrapes your car off, then your love language is probably acts of service, because you want your partner to do an act of service.
So acts of service means the person is doing stuff for you all the time.
Not all the time. No, the love languages are how you show love.
All right.
So the way that I show love is the way that I also want to receive love.
Oh, it's the same.
Yes.
Is that scientifically proven?
Yes.
So you telling me like you can't be acts of service, but you really like presents?
So no, that's not what I'm saying. So it ranks your 5 love languages. So generally everyone has a piece of all 5. Now and they change. So there's one of the love languages that used to be 0 for me, and now it's my second.
No. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about the love languages.
I'm giving an example.
Right,
so when you take the test, it tells you what your love languages are. It ranks them.
And the love languages are acts of service,
words of affirmation, quality time, gifts, acts of service, and physical touch.
Words of affirmation, quality time, gifts. I'm missing.
Acts of service, and physical touch.
Okay.
I'm definitely physical touch.
So when you take the quiz, it ranks yours. So what it means is that is how you want to receive love. So if your partner does not want to receive love that way, they will likely not give love that way. So they might not be meeting your love language. So to you, it will be your perception that they don't care as much because you're not getting your love language met. So having a conversation with your partner is important if you do not have the same love language. So
ladies, when you complain that you always cook and clean and your man don't appreciate it, it's because that ain't his love language.
His love language is not acts of service.
Right.
Okay.
You like to be served, though.
Now, you know what?
That falls into physical touch.
I almost feel it's almost safe to say that most men like physical touch.
Yeah, physical touch.
But
and then I'm not sure after that, like maybe acts of service or presence.
So physical touch,
gifts.
The questions for physical touch are like, if I'm celebrating something, I want my partner to hug me or like give me a card, you know, like with kind words. Like that would be physical touch or words of affirmation. And it's generally not a private thing.
The woman wrote that.
No, men wrote this book.
Oh, for real? Mm-hmm. He's gay?
I don't know.
Because the way anything is, if me and Moose wrote a book, like it would not be like for my birthday, I get a hug and a card. It'd be like she blew me and I had to stay. that literally would be.
You can't choose both.
But yeah, then your birthday had to be March 23rd.
Yeah, take a BJ day. For sure.
If your birthday's
I love when the female show get frustrated and talk over it.
If your birthday's not on March 23rd, you might not like steak.
I thought it was a week after February. A week after Valentine's Day.
No, it's March 23rd.
Oh. What's the week after Valentine's Day?
Nothing.
It's another day like that. It's the same thing.
In fact, what is Valentine's Day?
Every day is that day.
It's lobster and BJ Day. Right. We're going to start the heavy hitters lobster and BJ Day.
Real.
Unless you're allergic to shellfish, then things will get weird.
Oh, shut up.
Well,
Be careful.
Exactly.
He said shut up and BJ Day.
That would be-
That would be a great day.
all right, so
Ladies, y'all enjoy when them sex dolls get real. When
It's
you like,
time.
and Ada come out of the closet, and Paulie to come out of the closet. Like, dudes will never get married ever again, yo. So y'all ain't gotta worry about us touching you. We got Ada in the closet.
Oh my gosh.
hey, could you explain what ADA is?
Ada is an artificial intelligent, like, sex. I'm telling you, y'all laughing, but really,
And so, all right, so
Ada comes out.
guess what, folks? Real quick, it's time for
Pepper crush you.
it's time for the heavy hitter staple, brews and reviews. Jesus, can you explain this? What brews and reviews all about?
Basically, Brews Reviews is the heavy hitters rating system where we rate events and movies, mostly movies, or albums or magicians.
Yeah, I mean, it could be anything.
Give me anything. Yeah, we give it the more brews that it takes to enjoy it means it was horrible, and the least amount of alcohol consumption you need means it was excellent.
So one brew, good.
Good.
6 brews, bad.
Okay, bad.
All right, so do you guys have anything?
Yeah, actually, I watched. I don't have any new movies, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
It's
episode 3.
It's on 40 on Fridays.
Yeah, it's on Fridays.
Makes me excited.
And episode 3, I mean, it's a great show, man.
I haven't seen episode 3 now that I think about it.
I didn't even make it through the first one yet.
The first two
came out, so it's 3.
This is episode 3, yeah. So yeah, I mean, the show's great, man. I mean, I'm invested in all the characters, man. It's just you realize that there are actual spies, and what they're doing is just, you know.
Should you have seen? I feel like watching one. I've seen 1 and 2. I feel like you should have seen the other episodes to really understand
So it's season 1.
what's happening. So you had to see it from the beginning.
I mean, it was one of those things like with any show. Like right now, I could never start Walking Dead because I'm not invested in the characters. So when something happened to a man,
Speaking of that, I want to get into that. I want to get into a conversation that I set in on. I set in on.
So when you come in, I'm not invested in the character. So when something happened to a major character where everybody's all mad about, because I don't have that investment in that character, it means nothing to me. He just died.
Oh, Clint's dying, or Steve, you know.
Yeah, it means nothing to you. But when like I tell Ron all the time, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. from season 1, to understand that Gemma, matter of fact, they put their name together, Fitzsimmons, to put that relationship from the very beginning, and watch him grow and watch
and Daisy, why her name is Daisy.
I mean, all that means something to you, and you watch him progress to where when you see him in the framework, you like, what is going on?
Or even now, on number 1, when they were like, well, Quake. I mean, look what happened.
Look what you did.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Just ripped up.
They're like, what's going on? Like, yeah, you can destroy worlds. Like her character arc from a hacker on the computer to like one of the baddest. You know what I'm saying? You can't even say chicks now, but one of the baddest chicks on the show. An investment. So what was your thing about what you said about investing in characters?
Alright, so I was at a holiday party on Saturday, and there was a conversation about that Walking Dead, and I guess did somebody die already?
A lot of people have died, and there have been
No, I'm talking about like this main like one of these main characters.
Getting there. Some of them have been like these heart-wrenching deaths. Yes, there was a death on Sunday.
Okay, so because you are a fan of the show.
I do like The Walking Dead.
Please tell us what's the big deal? Like, I wanted you to go back to the controversy. Is it this person or this person, and tell why it makes a difference?
Okay, so we were discussing the most recent death, and so there was some chat about who we thought was going to die because we knew someone was going to die. It's a mid-season finale. That's just how it goes. So there are some characters that are still on the show that have been there since season 1, and we're in season 8. Okay, so there is one character named Daryl, and Daryl is like this gross, grungy bow and arrow hunter who's just like sexy in the weirdest way. And then there's this child who is annoying, and his dad says his name like this, "Go!" And everybody can't stand him. Anyhow. So and
I would like to say, by the way, because you're sounding very biased right now, at the party, there was half the party that liked Carl. Half the party liked Carl, and half the party liked Daryl.
A lot of us like Daryl. And so I have had this conversation with one of my really good friends since I started watching The Walking Dead. I was like, if they kill Daryl, I'm out. Like, I'm done. I'm not watching anymore. If they kill off Daryl, I'm gone. And there was a time that I thought Daryl was going to die, and I was on, like, pins and needles.
Because you invested in the characters.
I'm invested in the characters. And one character died in, like, season 4, maybe. And his name was Glenn, and he was the pizza guy, and he knew the town. So he, like, got him to safety in the first episode. And we thought he was dead, and so, like, we all mourned his loss. And then 3 weeks later, he was not dead. And then they killed him again, for real. And it was just... It's really hard.
It's only what we did. It's kind of like Game of Thrones, where anybody can get it.
I didn't watch Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, from what I understand, I don't watch it either, but apparently anybody can get it. Like your favorite character, we did.
The way it's written is that the number one characters will be killed
immediately.
Right. As a matter of fact, it's in season 7. I just saw that on the news where Game of Thrones season 7 is started. So
they killed Daryl. I'm out.
All right, so I mean, you saw it, right? And it already happened. So everybody that's a fan,
Carl died. Carl's dead.
So the little boy.
Well, I mean, he's like 15 now, but yes.
Yeah,
Rick's son. Rick's the main character.
See, is Rick the one with the baseball bat with the?
No.
I got a question. This is me. I didn't go to the Christmas party, but let me ask you this: were the people with the investment in the character, was it mostly pilgrims?
No. I was the only pilgrim at the party.
The reason why I asked that because brothers don't get invested in characters. We usually die first.
In this case, they were. There was mass argument.
Because brothers usually die first.
I mean, we were yelling.
Even to the point where on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., when Mac was like, it's like a horror film. We know we're going to get it first.
Yeah, we staying together. Have you guys ever seen it? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We always get it first.
You know, I like to say that Mac is a very handsome character, and he's all in shape, and I think he and I are from the same tribe.
No. But no, it's funny about the show. You can't, because, see, on TV, you can only have one brother. Because there was two brothers for like a half a season. It was Trip and Mac. And Trip took that crystal. It was over. Same day. When Trip died, it hurt me. But then this week we got Mac, and I was like, okay, we get a brother. And literally, we had Trip for like a half a season.
Yeah, he wasn't even there. He wasn't there very long.
No, but see, to the point when Trip came back in the framework, everybody was like, Trip is back. He's back, even though it's fake Trip. He was like, did we have some back in the real world? Was we somebody?
Man, you are very true. So, all right, so folks, you listen to this radio show, man. We just talking about brews and reviews. Yeah. Now, Ron, you want to talk about the new show that you're into?
Oh my gosh, The Gifted?
Yeah.
Yes, so I'm a couple episodes behind, and I need to watch
I'm about 3 behind.
I think I'm 2 behind, because there was 1 week that there was not a new episode. Oh my gosh. Okay, have you seen the episode where they go see his dad yet?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That episode, I was like, the whole time, I think my jaw was on the floor, and I was like, what?
And speaking of The Gifted, for those who know, Gifted is the X-Men kids.
Right.
Like not the kids, but like after the war, after
everything what happened,
the mutants are like they've been hidden, and the Signal Service is coming for them, whatever.
Right.
Actually, The Gifted, I was out on it because I was like, it's Fox, and I'm cool.
I really like it.
It's a good show.
Here's my only complaint about the show. The dad. What's his name?
Yeah, he gets some money.
No, what's his name? You may know.
Him and the son. The son of my nerve. He always messes up.
Not the son, the dad and the mom that do not have powers.
Well, so the dad. So I'm kind of mad at the dad, but I can't get over the fact that he played the main vampire in True Blood. Like, every time I look at him, I see this vampire that wants to suck this fairy's blood. I mean, I watch True Blood like I watch my shows now, and so I can't get over that.
So you said the dad in Gifted.
The Dad in the Gifted. What's the name?
He's like the lawyer dad.
The one with no personality.
Right.
So
he was also a character in another show that you watched.
Yeah, he was the main vampire in True Blood.
So now you guys do understand though that this whole Me Too movement is going to really cut down on the lead actors. It's going to be like The Rock and it's going to be like The Rock, Kevin Hart, because Kevin Hart will keep working because he'll say yes, I did it. And everybody like ha ha ha, and then he'll just keep working. So it's going to be like The Rock, Kevin Hart, I don't know.
Because the thing is,
that dude, it's going to be like 5 main characters.
His vampire name was Bill Compton.
Well, what's happening right now is, I don't know if you know this, but Disney is about to acquire Fox.
Stephen Moyer.
Talk to him.
You know that run that Disney is about to acquire Fox.
Now, is that because I think that it wasn't that Disney had like Marvel and they wanted Marvel.
Well, part of the thing was Disney. Obviously, Fox owned the properties of the X-Men, Fantastic Four, Deadpool, a lot of Marvel characters.
Right.
So Disney wanted to acquire those characters back from Fox. Fox didn't want to sell. So basically, Disney was like, well, just buy the whole company.
All right, so
now that's great for a character level. However, it's dangerous from a news level. I don't like the idea of one company owning multiple news outlets and multiple. Because I think they own Fox News and ABC News and ESPN News. So your left wing, your right wing, and your sports and FS1 is all owned by the same company. So the propaganda machine is you know what I mean? From that standpoint, I don't like it. I don't like news being owned by corporations. However, from a Marvel fanatic and what they do with the MCU, to have a potential X-Men, I don't want to see X-Men in Infinity War. I don't want to see that. But to have the X-Men join the Avengers or have some type of down the road, but that's huge. Even though I don't want necessarily, I don't want mutants in this phase with the what's going on now. I want the X-Men have their own arc.
All right, so as you now, folks, this is Moose a Big House, and I am one of those guys that watches the news and I read a little bit. And so here's what I saw. There's kind of this net neutrality that's happening. So here's what's going on, guys. Like Facebook and all those other things. You know, every now and then, like, it freaks everybody out where you go, man, my back itches. And then you're like going through your news feed and it's like, oh, here's this cream that, can make your back not itch anymore, freaks you out. All right, so they're talking about possibly having a situation where on the internet they can fix it so that what it'll do is it'll slow down things that don't pay. So say okay, so Jesus, you're a Bears fan. So in your news feed, they will increase Bears traffic or possibly charge a premium to check out Bears scores and highlights and things like that for you because they know that you're a fan of it, right?
Yeah.
So it might cost $5 more. Now, if you want to watch Bears stuff, you can, but they will switch you then to a slower bandwidth, the free bandwidth essentially. That is slower progress for you to check out your Bears stuff.
That's weird.
And all that. So so now what you can do is though you can say you can highlight Bears, podcasting, news, all that stuff, and then you pay a premium for those things, and those things then are sent to you at a higher speed that you can really enjoy. And the other things are not. Same thing for you, Ron. All the things that you're into. Sorority stuff, Indiana sports, all those things can be sent to you at a higher speed at a premium When I say premium, that's a rate that you pay.
But what about, is this something that Facebook is trying to do, or like Comcast is trying to do?
Comcast, like it's kind of a nationwide deal.
They want to monetize the internet. They do the a la carte internet. So if you want Facebook,
there's a possibility.
As part of your package.
So the SEC, no. FCC. So the FCC is voting on it, and I can tell you that I didn't see the outcome yet today.
That's weak, dude.
I didn't see the outcome.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's weak.
I mean, people will pay it.
I'm not paying it.
People will.
You didn't pay the part, so I mean we're not talking
I didn't pay the part. You gonna tell me that I pay $50 a month for my internet?
I'm sorry, so it's called net. Yeah, I said right. Net neutrality plan. Yeah, that's what it is.
So the fact is, I'm on the internet already. I'm paying my $50, but if I want to visit these sites, I got to pay more. So now all of a sudden your internet bill can be $100.
Yeah.
No,
people will pay it.
I'm not me.
What about when you are like in college on campus and you use that Wi-Fi, or you're sitting at your local coffee shop, or you are at, I want to say at work, but that's probably not a professional.
I'm sorry, as you're thinking about so here's a very quick plan. So, all right, so it's called net neutrality. All right, you guys got that? Essentially, AT&T, Comcast, and Verizon, right? They can move. The move would permit such companies to speed up some websites, slow down or block others as internet providers seek new business models in the rapidly changing media and technology environment. So
you get about a point package,
most likely, or it'd be slow and dragging, that kind of thing, or it'd be a situation where if you wanted that, then you could purchase that, and then it's streaming to you all the time. It's in your ads, it's in your everything.
But that's why I buy gigs. You buy a gig speed for. I just wish that the consumer would just for one time rebel against all these changes and be like, no, we're not having it. We'll go against it. But that's ridiculous to be like, if I'm paying you $50 a month, then I should get whatever I want for my $50 a month. And
whatever I want.
Yeah, whatever I want.
Hey, I can tell you guys right now that whoever they polled, which wasn't us, but whoever they polled, there was 48% said they found the government's case convincing.
Who are these 48%? Who are these idiots? They're like, yeah, I think I should pay more for going on.
Well, I'm sure that the way it was worded sounded appealing. That's the whole purpose.
There's nothing appealing about saying, hey, I'm going to charge you more to look at this.
The stuff you like.
The stuff you like.
That's not what they're going to say.
There's nothing about like...
Net neutrality, guys, it's happening. So
it's going to happen.
You think so?
So our podcast will be done.
Well, here's what's happening. So I don't know if you guys know this, what's his name? I can't pronounce his name. Ajit Pai. He's the chairman of the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission. This is him. He's a Trump appointed.
See what I'm saying? You run.
Don't be mad about it.
I'm letting run.
Don't be mad about it. He's a Trump appointed FCC commission. But he so far he is on the other side. He's on the bad side of the net neutrality program.
Dude, they trying to
net neutrality, man. What do you think?
It's silly, man. So they're gonna pay higher taxes, higher internet bills. All your bills going up, and you're making no money.
If you're a big business, you would. Guess what? Here's my thing, though. What if you started a conglomerate? What if all the podcasts got together and all the money they made was so big that our taxes were part of a big company, that kind of thing?
You should.
What do you think?
It's a good idea.
And then we'd be on the other side.
No, man, I'm always for the little man. Man of the people. I'm the people's champion. Yeah.
Did you shop? Did you shop the day after Black Friday?
No, I don't do
that. That is local business Saturday.
Yeah, no, this is a local business. I'm here all the time. Suits is not a franchise. I shop local.
Hey folks, HHRS Radio Show, man. This is Moose, aka Big House. We're up in there. You know what, man? You've been with us. We talked about net neutrality today. We talked about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And we gave it 0 bruise. We also talked about the Gifted, and we gave that 0 bruise as well. Going backwards, man, we talked about, you know, kind of those encounters that you have. Folks, pay attention to that honey that's looking at you at Menards, because you guess what? She has a little bit of money. She is looking for somebody that's handy, and you're in there too.
Handy, not handsy.
And she, see, here we go. Because if we also talk about that, because if you're handsy, me too. Then you're in that situation. So don't be handsy with her unless you know what. Here's the thing. Tiffany Haddish. You know what that is, right? You guys know what that is? She's a comedian. No. Tiffany Haddish is a comedian that was in Girls Trip or whatever that movie was. You know what she said? She said, fellas, from a female perspective, I'm going to give you the cure for this. Wait till the woman is naked. If she's naked, then you're okay to do whatever you want to do.
That's fair.
If she's not naked, then you shouldn't do nothing.
And ladies, if you are not going to have sex with him, don't go to his hotel.
No, Jeezy was ahead of the curve. Jeezy was ahead of the curve. I can get my college teammates on the show right now. They will tell you, Jeezy had a rule. When you come in my room, you don't sit on my bed. Because my bed at Pineapples was for sleeping and fucking. That was all my bed was for. So you knew if you sat on my bed, it's one or two things gonna happen. No, one thing for sure gonna happen. And then the other thing that happened. So when you get in my room,
they don't sleeping for free.
They don't sleeping for free. They would come in, sit in the chair, sit on the floor, whatever.
You know what?
Cass was like,
I'll ask both of you guys real quick. So have you ever had a situation where a man, in your case, Ron, or a woman in your case, Jeezy, or mine too, calls you up and says, "Can I come over? Can I just lay there with you?"
No. See, that's
is it okay, Ron? You're a woman. He wants to come over. He wants to. This is what happened. Cuddle with you.
Get a cuddle pillow.
This is what happened, man. See, the thing is, that's that one side of BS that women are pulling. Well, they get a benefit out of it, but you don't. And you know what I'm saying? The benefit is, I get to be held tight, and you get to go home with the blue balls. No.
So funny.
No, you can say that, and I'm gonna go, and then eventually I'm gonna slide it in.
That's so funny.
I'm going for it.
We know as she makes that move with the little hunch.
Soon as the pelvic slide up,
the hunch in the back, you know what's happening.
Yeah, it is.
Well, fellas, I think we need to be clear. Hey, listen, you know what? At some point you get to an age where there's no sleepovers.
None.
We're not having a sleepover. This is not a sleepover. This is there's something happening, and then we're going to sleep after that.
Yeah, you must after that, but if that ain't happening, you can stay home.
Staying on at your house.
You get into my masturbation time.
So honest.
I love it. You know what? I absolutely love it.
You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't getting no butt and I can't bust one because you here.
Right. Right.
What am I gonna happen? You gonna do it or you going home?
Hey folks, HHRS Radio Show, man. This is Moose Gate Big House, man. We're live at 361
Indiana
Avenue. Yeah, man. We're up in here. I tell you what, man, this is a really nice place. If you can sit downstairs, you can have some Asian cuisine. I tell you, I like the Vietnamese pho noodles. They have been my favorite. Also, the rice, the fried rice that they do. Lots of eggs in it, which I like. And man, it's right here, so that's a quaint little joint. Right? And you know what? They're open arms to the heavy hitters. All right, you guys okay with that?
Yes, it's wonderful.
Man, I tell you what, man, the star of the show, the one, the only Jeezy, man, he's up in here, man. Excuse me, Jeezy now. He, you know what? He does a great job, man. We appreciate him, his honesty, his candidness, man. There is nothing greater. And the woman on the show, and I said new woman, but she's been here for a minute. You know what?
Let's see, she made 2 minutes.
Run. Yeah. See, yeah, that's how we introduce her. You know what? Tonight you did a good job, man, of representing the ladies and letting us know.
Yeah, we threw a lot at her tonight.
Yeah, letting us know, man. You know what I'm saying? We went through a lot at her and it's
Even if she did lie about a few things.
Like what?
I don't mind.
It's a man-heavy show.
I don't mind going to do it for myself.
Right. We know that's
we know that's not true, man. But go ahead, continue, man.
Right,
we give her pass. Women do. Women
That's
lie,
what they
things,
do.
and cutthroats.
That's it. Pretty soon they're going to be like, the podcast is taken down here now. What happened?
Yeah, right.
LG.
Right. The show said that she came to tax. I go to place you can see it.
That's on the air if we want to go back and listen. But for the record, I was not sexually harassed.
It's on the air.
I shook my head and said, "Oh, these boys."
So, hey, I tell you what, Matt Lauer, Harvey Weinstein, man.
What happened to that? She just said, "Boys will be boys." That's over with.
I didn't say that.
It can be. That's over with.
That's over with.
Yeah, boys will be boys is over with.
Damn you, Martha Burke.
And I'm trying to figure out, folks. That was classic Jeezy. That was a classic Jeezy line. Matter of fact, next look, I keep thinking the name of the show is Damn You, Martha Burke. She kind of started this whole thing, didn't she?
Oh, this shit.
All right. So listen up, man.
Can't fish no booties no more.
So
Made Man was a popular show.
what's happening? I mean, like, here's what's going to happen. I mean, at some point, because all the dudes are paying for these shows to happen.
Moose.
So now they can't pay for the
Real
shows
quick, we
to
gotta
happen.
cut it off.
Yeah,
real quick. How many women love the show Mad Men?
I'm sure a lot.
I'm sure a lot.
You know, boy, have a
Me
really
big sis
penis.
does.
And Mad Men was all about just basically womanizing and sexual harassment in the workplace.
I'm gonna tell you, man. The one woman I want you guys to pay attention to these 12 or 13 women that are on the news now about Trump.
Yeah.
They want him to resign. The one woman I saw her face today. She looks like a human doll.
Yeah.
She looks like a human doll. So, hey, folks, hey, check us out. Listen up. Folks, you want to listen to us, man, we're on Twitter at Heavy
_.
Hitters.
_.
You can also check us out on Instagram and Facebook, The Heavy Israel Show. You know, we haven't posted anything in a while, but we're going to flood your timelines, man, in the next couple of days with all kinds of content.
If you love us, that's pretty
Christmas.
much done.
I know, about Christmas and all that. We have some definite really cool Elf on the Shelf picks and some other things. So, folks, remember, we are where you are.
To get comfortable.
And come on in.
Can't say it no more.
It's classic. Good job. I'm proud of you.